Hello everyone, and welcome back to AmateurHammer. Today we're going to be doing a paint preview of one of my favorite models I've painted. It is my first Warboss. It comes in the Grux Boss Mob box. I've only painted up the Warboss. This first picture here is me I started with a really dark green, I believe it's Nocturne green, to try and build up the base color for it. Normally I start with Wa Flesh, but I really wanted to start with that darker green so it would stay in the crevices of the model. Here's a up close picture of it where you can see where I put another green on top of it to try and build up those greens. Going forward here, I am still trying to build up the greens, and I started painting his little squig, his attack squig. I went with a really red, but I didn't like it, so I just kind of played around with it, and eventually at the end of the model, at the end of the painting, I was really happy with how it turned out, but it took a while to get there, and you might find that too whenever you're building your models and painting them, but you just keep trying, and eventually you'll get it the way you want it to be. Here's him. I layered orange on top of it. I think it was Evil Sun's Scarlet I put on top of it. Just trying to build up more of the color for the model. This is really my first attempt at trying to build up color and not just having things one color. And I think it turned out pretty good. I'm still trying to build green, and I put red in his mouth to have his mouth just be, red. Here I made his teeth, and I didn't actually have a color for this. I just mixed Flashgate Yellow and White Scar, and my girlfriend got me a paint mixer, and that helps a lot for white. If you find a nail polish paint mixer, you can strap it in there and it'll mix it up really good, and you'll get a really smooth white that you can work with, because White Scar is just a pain to try and paint with. And on his face, I kept trying to build up that green. I really didn't know what I was doing. I was just playing with it till I found something I liked, but I wasn't there yet. Going further, here's the squig, his attack squig. I painted the nails, I put more Evil Sun's Scarlet. I was mixing colors like crazy here, just Corn Red, Mephiston Red, Evil Sun's Scarlet, Flashgate Yellow, just trying to make different colors that I could put on top of him, still just kind of playing with the model. And that's what you have to do. You have to make sure, just keep playing with it till it works. Here is where I painted his legs, just kind of all the parts that extend out of the model, muscles and stuff like that, his spines, the tip of them. I just kind of played with it, and I like how it turned out there. I even went a little further on down. And then him, I kept painting him green, just playing with different greens, just trying to make him look like a big intimidating orc. Here I painted both their eyes. I went with the yellow for their eyes, which I learned a new technique for painting eyes where you do take White Scar and put Blood Angel contrast paint on it, but here I was just using Flashgate Yellow. I didn't even water it down. I took it straight from the pot and used my smallest brush, turned it upside down, and I had pretty good results. I had to paint over a little bit of yellow with green whenever I was done, but I was happy with his eyes. And then the squig's eyes, that is Thousand Suns Blue, and that took a while, but I was happy with how it turned out. Here's still another picture trying to make him green. I was painting his face different colors, just seeing how I liked it, and keep adding different layers just to see how it turned out. I went even more overboard with I think it was Moot Green I used, and I liked how that looked, but I don't know, he still looked funny to me. I wasn't happy. I don't know, he just looked like a monster, and I know orcs are monsters, but I wanted him to look different, so I just kept going. The squig, there's more yellow in it. Here's from far away. One thing I do is I take pictures throughout the process a lot whenever I'm painting, just to remember what I've done, and that helps me a lot. Here I started painting the metallics too. You can see his kill saw, or his power claw, kind of both. It's like a kill saw claw type thing. I started doing the metallics on that, and I really wasn't happy with his green at this point. I started painting his teeth too, but it just wasn't coming together for me. And here's where I really decided, I went really the bright green for him, just to make him stand out. I'm painting even more metallics, his boot down there. I started painting metallics on it. At this point I was really happy with the attack squig. I think he was my favorite part of the model at this point, and this, like I said, is one of my favorite models that I painted. It was really where I started experimenting with color, and this is where it's starting to shine. Here, I feel like I nailed his skin color. His fingernails were a different color. They were that darker green. His teeth, his mouth. I was really proud with how he was turning out right here. I started painting the metallics on his boss pole and his gun, his Kombi shooter, his custom rocket launcher, something like that. And I was pretty happy with how it was turning out. The red, he is a goth because I play goths, and I was really just. One thing I do is I leave their clothes black to make sure that they are black because they're goths, and I want it to be that way. And then here's the final product. I was super happy with it. I didn't base him. I do need to go through and put Armageddon dust on his base. But here's where I really pushed the green in. I painted his big old tooth gold, his weapon different metallic colors, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm really proud of this model. And if you just play with it, it doesn't have to be perfect, especially if it's your first model. Don't go get the biggest model in your army and try and do that. Start with infantry, just play around with paint. And I'm sure you can build a model and paint it make one that you're proud of, because that's what it's about. It's about finding what you like to do and being proud of your work. Well, until next time, y'all, remember, build, paint, play.